So I guess my question is, what do we do? Why wouldn't a property tax freeze shock these people into getting out of this habit of the maximum always becoming the minimum? Every single panel here today has said, if this freeze goes into effect, my money. It's not the taxing body's money. It's the money of the taxpayers and the residents in my district. I think that our taxing bodies have gotten into this habit, and maybe PTEL created it. They didn't do it they're not maybe responsible for this bad habit, but it's their money. It's not their money. How do we shock them out of it other than a property tax freeze?
Okay. Would you like to go first? Or? Sure.
If I could address that first. I think you're very right, Representative. I think it goes back to what I was talking about. A property tax freeze, I don't think we should be too excited about a property tax freeze in Illinois because they're the highest in the nation. So we're not giving our residents something great. We're freezing them at the highest level in the nation. And then, of course, there's talk of, on top of that, a $5 to $7 billion tax hike. That's not what Illinoisans need. And we're never going to really address this property tax issue unless we address the drivers of those costs. And again,
don't you think that a freeze would force local government officials to get a little bit creative and start talking about consolidating with each other and driving some of these costs out? I can't help but believe they'd just sit there and wring their hands and do nothing to drive down their costs.
Well, that might be the thought. However, if you look at school districts alone, they have $20 billion in debt in Illinois, which is a phenomenal number in and of itself. Many of those are Chicago's using it to fund pensions. You've got other districts using it to fund operating costs. There will be creative ways for cities, if the contracts don't stop growing, if the right to strike still exists, if the arbitration always exists, then cities can't really cut their cost. And that means that the cost will continue to accrue, whether there's a freeze or not. And so cities will use reserves, they will borrow, they will underfund pensions, or they will raise new taxes and fees like garbage fees. Springfield raised a new tax just to do its sidewalks here. It doesn't solve the problem. You have to go to the underlying problems if you really want to solve things.